Hello, I'm just getting situated. Was working on some of my code. All right. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Cool.
How you doing tonight?
A little preoccupied with other things, so I'm okay though. All right. Going to our basics. It's you can see it's pretty much been a up and up market, right? Just doesn't seem to come down, and it's all time high basically. Because if you go back to the daily, see it's peaked up here, and then we're reaching for that again. And if you look at where that peaked, it was last year, in a month from now. So it's almost like history repeats itself, in 1 year, are we going back to the same place, same price? But let's see what that means for us. Okay. So if anything, bias for the long term is up still, right? Right now, though, it kind of is. It could be the apex. We don't know if this is it because it's kind of formed the M and it's doing this. So if anything, it's stair stepping down. Okay. So you could buy or sell, and but it might go against you. Okay. At the moment, though, the cycle is longer to the downside because of this move right here. This two correction waves. Down, up, down, up. But you see here that's down and up. Is it really the pole and it's starting to go up? No, a little difficult. It's a range market. So if anything, I would buy at the bottom here. And in case it goes against me, come up like this. Any thoughts, questions at the moment?
Would you be worried about this resistance here? Because you're almost,
Yeah, you could, because if it pops up, this is your price cycle. So the next one would hit around that same area. So this one actually first, and then likely to bounce down like this, same price cycle, and then yes, hit that.
but I was drawing that you're on a different screen. So
Oh, when I was zoomed out,
um, there you go. So that being resistance, I would think it could possibly pop up.
it could be, like I said, it's a stair step right now. So
Right.
it could be here's your top and drop.
But you're also seeing this too.
Exactly. So if anything, I'd rather be in buys just because it might do this. But which one's easier to fix? If it drops, I can fix buys And
Uh-huh.
if it does drop, it's gonna have to break this before it comes down to here. That makes sense.
Right. And the overall bias is up.
Yeah, as far as
Yes.
high time frame. Right. Yuck. Um, so Kevin tends to do bigger price cycles like this with 16. I tend to like the smaller ones. So I think it's about 8. Okay. Um, just because the market is not moving that much. So in this case, that seems to align a little bit better with 12. So right here, I'm gonna buy into it. Fix my sizing here. Oh, interesting. Didn't reformat. Oh, there it goes. So one weird thing is that when you draw these things in the background and your panel is around the same areas, MT5 seems to have some trouble figuring out what you're trying to click. um, so right here, since we're closer to the bottom, I'm going to enter a little bit heavier with a quarter lot. And this is a 50K account. What I'm watching for though is at the moment, the Heiken Ashi says it's down, but it is a wedge. So based on the structure, I think it wants to do this. It's going in my favor at the moment. And again, you have to adjust for commission. So this is a quarter lot times 3, it's 75 cents. So $2.50 is profit. And I could literally do this, break even if I wanted to, but or like this and secure my trades, but it's like, why would I do that? I mean, when it's going in your favor, the point here though is to kind of secure it, and this technically isn't even enough. It's just 1 pip. So if it drops down to just 1 pip, are you really making enough for a break even? But at the moment it is working out because it hit the bottom here. Tried to buy and got some slippage, so I got it here instead. But if it's going in my favor, and it is starting to form the turn up, we're early though, 4 minutes. So I want to wait for a little bit of pullback, and then I'm going to build into it. So this kind of is the pullback. I'm going to wait for it to kind of come to here. If it doesn't, then we'll wait for the next opportunity to do that, which is as it pops to here, I want to take my profit. We do have 0, 1, so there's a 2. So I'll probably secure instead. too close right there. So that right there is enough for 2 pips. Take profit here. You see 23 pips, which means I should pay for the spread and the commission. So that slight pullback there, but I don't like it. So I'm just gonna add a 0.1. And I'm being light at the moment because it could turn at any moment. So if this is the range and the flag, like the only thing is it dropped and it bounced, and here's your flag. So being that this is the pole, I think this is it. Okay. But what I want to do is, hey, this thing is secure. If it comes down to here, 50%, I'll just re-enter it. I didn't do max profit, which is right here. It is at these pivots because I'm trying to give it a chance to pop to here. There it is. The pop down and buy into it, 0.25 again. And that's kind of where I wanted to cycle anyways. But unfortunately, because of bid and ask the spread, it put me back right here and not here. So that means the price will have to come down to here to be able to add a trade right there. There it is. And I'm going to add a 0.5 just because it's a little bit better. And this is like for 50%. But I don't want to be heavy just yet because what could happen next is the exhaustion bar negating this. That this was the exhaustion and it drops and now it's forming a 0.1 for the bottom. And we can zoom out and you can see there's nothing else on the left here. So this is my 0. You can count this one as a 0, but technically it wicks so fast. I think that was more like your afternoon close or something. There, add one more 0.5. And what I'm trying to do is spread apart because I mean the price cycle is so small right now. It's 6. So if I'm spreading it about 1 pip apart, I'm gonna have 6 in a layer. 6 layers, I mean. And again, if I'm 6 times, let's say 0.25, what is that? It's only like 2.5 lots, which is kind of on the lightest side. On that drop right there, I wanted to add, but I had my fingers off the trigger, so it ended up being 2 at the same spot. So if this does drop, then I want to flip my bias into sells because this right here has turned back. So it was what I'm watching for is it was this, a strong buy. But now, what is it? A weak sell. So that is a market rejection right there. Okay. But we are still within the wedge. So if you try to look at it, well, yes, here's your pole, here's your range, and this could be the pole, right? Pop up. Or is it this one, the drop, pennant, and drop? Does that make sense? So you want to try to look at the opposing sides of the market to see, well, what if it goes against me? What would it be? So if anything, since I'm in buys, I want it to pop up, but it could very much drop. So what I'm going to do then is now I'm going to start building my sell position. So this is a level 2 technique. Okay, well, the reason I'm doing that is because I mean, I'm not that heavy, okay? But I can fix my trades, which means if I'm selling at the bottom right here and it pops up against me, I will profit in sells at the same time as profiting on my buys. Being that I will profit in buys this way, and I will build a winning while losing for sells. Because once it pops and hits resistance here or here, it should bounce back. Okay, being that it should come back like this at some point. If that is the sells, and I'm losing on my sells. But overall, I'm greater in buys than I am in sells. So it doesn't matter what it is I'm reducing my profits, but I'm not going to be losing. If that makes sense. So at this moment, now that I see this pop, I think buys wants to come into the market because this is like your double rejection, right? So it was up, went down, and now up again. But honestly, it's just the range. It's not really a rejection or anything. It's just the market playing a range. So what I could do is secure my profits or take them. I could just take them. Okay, so I'm going to pocket some money. And then if it does drop some more, I'll add some buys and profit in the sells. So then if it does drop like this, I'll profit in sells. I'm going to make sure my sells is greater than my buys if it drops. And right here, build my buy position for a bounce. So this is playing both sides of the market to basically find your pieces of candy. And if there was another profession as far as trading, I would basically be your spy. I would be your double agent. So don't trust me. Okay, being that, let's say if I am in the US, I'm spying for the US, and I'm, let's say, against Russia or something. I'm not trying to be political or anything, but I'm just saying, like, if there was two countries, you know, then playing both sides of the market is like being a double agent. So at the moment now, this is winning when buys, and I do have more buys than sells. Okay, so if that's the case, what I'm going to do now is add to my buys. So the point here though is I was trying to wobble and do from buys to here, profit, and then here sells, profit. And play both sides of the market while this is ranging. All right, and then disclaimer, we are trading in a live market, so if you follow along, none of this is meant to be signals to buy or sell, but it's just for educational purposes. And if you lose, not my fault. I'm pretty bad at doing disclaimer and also checking news. I don't ever check news at night. There was some news right here, but it's like nothing. All right, so I do have a profitable sell, you see, which then I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm gonna add another buy and wait for it to pop up and add a sell. Just because we are still in this range, and it's like, well, might as well profit from it, even though it's chump change, little bits of, you know. Any questions so far, and why I'm doing what I'm doing? All right, so this one, 0.5 times 0.7 is 0.35. So I do have enough to take a profit. So I'm gonna peel it off. And here I'm gonna sell into this. Again, even if I lose in sells, I'll win in buys. So there you go. As it drops, I now peel off my sell, put back on my buy. And you'll be like, man, some dull agent. And if this is a breakout to the bottom side, then I will add some sells when it pulls back and just fix my basically it goes like this, because you see here it's turning and it's a continuing pattern at the moment. Okay, so there's that slight pullback. So I'm going to add in my sell. So I'm selling at the bottom only because I think we want to break to the downside, because this pivot right here is forming a lower pivot, lower highs. Earlier, I was thinking it's going up, but the longer it stays on the bottom side like this, they're more likely to drop. If it stays on the upper side like this, more likely it will pop. So here I'm watching for my buy. Is it going to continue or die right here? So 0.5 times 3 is 13, or sorry, 15. 1.5, I mean. So I do have $3. Since it's pausing, I'll wait to see if it continues. So there's a slightly higher, still pause. With this, I'm gonna take it, slight loss, okay? So I'm gonna now add heavier to my sell and start killing off some of my buys. But I don't wanna take the loss in buys just yet, okay? So what I'm wanting to do, what I wanna do is build a heavier sell position so that when it goes like this, I'll lose on my buys, but I'll win on my sell, and I take off at a profit, a net profit. So with this technique, this is a hedge technique. And the reason for that is to avoid realized loss. It is a double-edged sword. And when you use it, you got to be really careful how you use it. And you don't want to be buying at the top, selling at the bottom. Okay. So you really have to be precise about your price action, that this is not the bottom, but it is the middle. Okay, and the reason I'm buying or selling is because I see 1, 2. So what I'm seeing is it touching the bottom a little bit more than the top, meaning that this right here is my mid, and we're on the bottom side. So you can see I'm in 2 lots compared to buys. So as it goes down, you see it's touching now a 3rd time compared to here, 0, 1, 2, 3, and here this is 4. So earlier when I was here, I thought it would go up right here, but now that we're here, my bias has shifted in the short term to down, because this right here is still a down pattern, and it's 4 candles down compared to 3 candles up. So the bias at the moment is down. It could very much easily reject and go whoop like this, okay? But that's if it goes against me. So I'm gonna add one more cell here. And 2.5 and a 50K account is very light. So I'm not concerned. Right here now, I could peel off a buy, especially the bigger one. Okay, to reduce some of my loss. Because I already had enough earlier trades, like right here, I had $8, and then you see I lost $5, right? So I lost commission and I lost this, so I lost about $7, which I'm saying I took an 8 and that pays for it. Okay, right here, I will add on a sell thinking it will drop. Okay, but I could be wrong because the whole point of this, is not to say I'm right or I'm wrong, but it's saying, how do I manage my trades? How do I manage my risk? Okay, so if I'm selling at the bottom and 3 lots, not good PTP in Dave's definition. But if it drops, then was it good PTP? Yeah. So you kind of have to decide for yourself what your risk tolerance is. And mine tends to be higher than y'all's. Okay, why? Because I can fix my trades. So at the moment, I'm playing that this is the range. And what happened is it's ranging with a drift down. And the reason for that is because this drop right here and this pop, the bias is on the downside. If this had gone to here, it would have been different. Because then it's equal. And then you're still within the range. But because it was lower highs 3 times, okay, yes, it is still higher lows. But what's more important is this right here. So I think it will drop to there. At the moment, I'm right. Doesn't mean I will be in 5 minutes. At the moment, you can see it's wanting to drop. Okay, and once it's doing this, what do? You can peel off some of your mitigations because it might pop just as easily. So here I have 0.5 times. I can take in here a buck. I can here 0.75. That's what. I'm not good with my math. And there you go. Like with here $6. Well, you know what? This one's good enough. I'll peel it off. Why? I want to bank some profits. And then as it pops, put it back on. Because it hasn't broken out of this range in forever. Like, how long are we in this stupid range? It's been 20 minutes, 30 minutes, for goodness sakes. See, so now pops, and I'm gonna add back because it's still on the lower half. But you see that now, it's like Was it good to take off the profit and recycle? Absolutely. I'm just playing the range. So is all this good PTV here? Yeah, because technically I didn't put any cells at the bottom. I'm putting cells up here. Now this one was a buy up here. That's bad PTP right here. But that's the only bad one so far. Now I had a buy right here, which is not so good. Okay, so you could say these two right here, as far as buys, is bad PTP. Bad entries. This kind of market's putting me to sleep. Honestly, I'd rather be coding and just finish my stuff. And if you look, I haven't made any money. So, being the market is so freaking slow. Well, I do have 3.5 already, so I was considering, should I load one heavy trade like right here for this drop? And I'm like, you know what? It's not really good because it's a 50-50. So I will wait for my opportunity. So being that it comes down to here, I can load heavy right here on buys. And once it pops like this, make my money. Because if this is 0, this is 1, and Dave's like, oh, I don't trust the ones. So it's a high probability trade for him. Does that make sense? Now, if it pops to the top as far as sells, then I'll start buying into it. So there you go. I added some 4 lots. Yeah, not that heavy, but I am heavier. And I'm just waiting for the drop. The only thing though right now, if you look at this candle, it's green. So for 4 bars right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, it has not dropped. It has not made a lower low, and that could be your reversal sign as far as a time stall. So at this moment right here, I was in sell bias, but right here, if anything, I need to consider buys. Okay. As you can see, it's popping and staying at the half and not dropping. So at the moment, the bias is shifting. Okay, it's shifting. And I have a bug here. I think I fixed it because this version is not my latest. I have a 3.8 version. And this is a 3.7, so my price cycle keeps disappearing. And I'm working on the break even so that if you put trades on like this, it shows your break even. All right, so I added a buy right here because I have to consider what if the market goes against me? Okay, which means as it pops up, I'll have some profits and buys, and then I'll just fix myself. See that? It's popping up. So what you have is 3 equal bars, 3 ups and 3 downs, right? So very much a range market. Okay, so here as it popped up, fortunately I don't have enough because 0.5 times 3 is 1.5. So this right here, if I take it, I only made 10 cents. Okay, so I needed to pop up a little bit more. Okay. I don't want to buy right here though, because very much could drop. So I'm going to add to my sell right here in case it just drops again. Okay. So if it drops again, and now you have a 0, 1, 2, 3 kind of thing on the bottom, sells could win. But if you look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just a range market right now, equal, down and up. So you don't know which direction is going to pop. Okay. But at the moment, this is staying above, and you can see the 15 is turning green and it's not dropping. So I want to buy right here. Did it enter? Yeah, it did. See, I entered a buy, and as it pops up, I'm going to profit. Okay, so right here, what I'm going to wait for is the action point, which is right here. Okay, there. And then, so right here, $5. I'm going to peel it off and add my sell because it's still in the range. It hasn't broken out. And this one now it's at 10. I don't want to peel it off because I don't have any buys. And I don't see, I have some these other buys, not that great, but now I can peel this off now. 0.25 times 3 is what? 0.75. So I can peel this off. And this 0.3, I can peel it off. That's a risk mitigation because it was at the top. Okay. So now I add my sell right here because it popped against me. Come on, why is it not adding? There it goes. And you're still within the range. So it has not popped out of the range. Okay, it's technically a 1, 2, and 3. So it could very much drop all the way and come down to the bottom and drop, break to the bottom side. But at the moment, this is your W looking pattern. You know, we got W here. All right, so there's your pop-up. So now I'm going to secure my buys. Profit, and I'm going to add it back to my sells right here. What I'm waiting though is for it to pop above, like right here, or to here, to really go heavy in sells. Because that's more of your price cycle. Like here, one big price cycle, this drops. It comes to here, it might not drop, but continue. At the moment, it's a continuation pattern because it's not hitting my stop loss. So if it's not hitting the stop loss on the buys, see, look, I got 17 bucks profit. You know what? I can peel it off. If anything, I need to add to my buys right here. I'm going to add, this is a level 2 trade right there. Slight pullback. I add on the buys because I think it's going to pop up some more. So you can see my risk. I am losing because my sells is bigger than my buys. But I'm going to show you how to fix it. Playing both sides of the market. Okay, so because this is popping up now, I'm going to add more to my buys. And actually what I can do, put on a hedge right here. But it's not good though to hedge at the top with buys like that. So I will hold off on it. What I'm looking to do is this right here pops this cycle right here. And I have sells on to profit on the way down, and I have buys on to profit on the way up. At the moment, this is just pausing, so could be a time stall. And again, on my buys, I'm going to secure it here, so I don't really lose anything on the buys. Okay, and I'll keep adding to my sells as it pops up. So this is the stall now, and this is where I go heavy on the sells. This is adding to the risk though, if it goes against me. This, with less than 30 seconds, still stall. Just added 2 lots at the top. Now I don't want to add more heavier than that. Okay, what I'm watching for is it comes down to this right here. Profit on the sells, start peeling off some, pick and pop kind of thing, and then add back to the buys. So right here with one lot, I need to make more than $3. It needs to be $5 or so for me to peel off. My commission is $3 per lot. So there it is. See? So here, 5, $10. You see that? So now on my sells, I want to secure it. because it could continue. It's pausing, okay? And right here, once it's stallish, so moving my stop loss tight. So right here, I have enough right here. I have 50 cents profit. Not that great. So, but these are good profits, $7-ish. Oh, what the hell? It just suddenly closed everything. Okay, whatever. All right, I'm adding back to my buys now, and this is level 2 trade right here because it's heavy at the top. But the whole point is that it came down to here, feel short, and it's bouncing 50 to 50. So I believe it's going to do this, which is why this is my HP trade. And I'm loading up heavier for it. Okay, well, in 30 minutes right here, I didn't make any money. Instead, I lost 0.35. So it's the opposite of my goal. Now, this is not a good candle because it's engulfing. And it would have been great if I was able to profit in the sells on the way down like that. But I was trying to pick and pop earlier, like, hey, I'll take the sells as well as the profit, and then I'll pay a buy. But I don't know what happened. Something suddenly closed everything. So somewhere I probably use an error, put stop loss on both or something like that. All right, but there you go. So net profit in buys at the moment, and I'm pretty heavy in buys because I am 7 lots. But as it pops to the top, I should get back to break even, and if anything, so I like that. This is continuing up and past that 50% of this candle right here. So I added to this. I did a build breaks basically right there, being that this is a higher high, and this came down your one cycle. Okay, so it don't like that though, that it just got rejected, but it did stop 50%, so I added, and right here I want to be 10 lots. So again, this is very much a level 2, maybe even a level 3 setup, because I'm 10 lots at the top. So if this goes wrong and goes against you, you have to pay for it. So that's why if y'all don't have the risk tolerance for this, don't do it. But this is the for me, my HP trade. Remember, HP is higher probability, or high probability does not mean 100% probability. There's still always a chance it goes against you. Not 9 out of 10, it works, but there's that 1 out of 10 where it does not, And so for me, the fact that it came down to here, stopped 50% is my high probability for this next move. And so if I have 10 lots right here and it pops 5 lots for me, I will have met my goal. Now, if I risk 0.4 to meet 0.25, is that really good trading? No, it's C. But I can secure it and then maybe it goes all the way to the top right here. And I would have met my goal and then it becomes a B, at 0.5. And then if it continues and it drifts overnight, then it becomes an A at 1%. That I risked 1 or 2. Does that make sense? See, it's working. And we're at the hour mark. So market just way slow though. What I'm playing right now is the W. Okay. All right, look at that. Back to break even. So what I will do is I'll do this 1% close. Now, I don't like this candle. It could be a rejection. There it is. Wow, look at that. So in hindsight, should have gotten out. But this could very much be an exhaustion bar because it's a huge candle. So now I'm risking 1%. So the best thing I could get 1 for 1, and it's a B grade. But now if I go into 2%, then the C grade. So then I can now put it at 2 and right there buy, because this is now rejecting it. And this has been a generous market because whatever direction you've in, you could have profit, whether you were in sales, like right here, if I was in sales, this would have been my profit. And then earlier when I was in buys, this would have been it right here. Unfortunately, I did not think to secure it because I was looking, oh, you know what? I'll wait for this ride. But what I'm hoping for is it comes up all the way and rejects as a exhaustion candle. Now, if it stops right here, then that's different. And I need to start peeling. So it's stopping in the middle, which is not a good sign. I do like the wicks though, so I will add a 0.5 right here. Don't like that it's wanting to engulf. And that is a good sign right there, because now it's rejecting. It's golfing on the upside, so it should now pop to the top. And this would be your exhaustion bar after all. And it didn't do it. So it's like darn range markets. Came to the range and you see it's just doing this right now. It's like, come on, give me the structure break that I was waiting for anyways, because remember our bias was up at the start. So if you look at the 15, this is basically your range right here. This is your middle of the range. So what I'm playing right now is the W that it broke up came back to the 50% and it'll go up. What I'm watching though is my drawdown, which, okay, if it's -1 and I make 2%, that's an A grade right there. All right, so now I'm really heavy. I'm going into my normal size and heavy size positions, and you can see I'm approaching 1.5. But this should be the end of the price cycle right here. If you measure this, look, 7, 8. See, this should be it. 8. So there's a bigger price cycle than the other ones. So I'd be surprised somewhat because I mean this is big, but at this point, just because it got rejected, um, not so sure now if it's gonna pop the top because it did this right here. We're still within the channel, but when it comes up to here, I will get out because I'm super heavy. So which my 7 points right there. So 7 pips, 10.5 basically. I'm gonna move my take profit. So at that point, I can't risk waiting for the 2%. Okay, I mean here I risk 1.5, 1.7 something, and it should go all the way up. Now I don't trust it to break is the thing, because this is with 0 or 1. I mean you could count this as 0, this is your 1, and then the 2. But because I'm so heavy, I'm obligated to get out. Okay, so if I make 0.5%, well, yeah, sure, got my goal and stuff, but not good trading tonight. It's not a good candle right there. It was stalling right here, which is a good sign. It comes back. I mean, yes, this could be the retest. So if anything, we'll add to it, being that it stops right there, like wicks, and then goes up. But this is adding to the risk if it does this. It's just tiniest bit, but really changes the pick. If you see on the 5, this is a strong sell, inside candle for the 15. And continuing this, we hit the trend line right there. So I should have noticed that, because here, this was also the pivot, which I did see. But again, I was thinking it would break this, come back down, break, do a second cycle. Maybe it's just me wanting that to happen, that I was a little bit blindsided. That is a good candle right there, wicking up. But it is early. You can see that it's dropping already. So you can see I'm at 1.5 as far as the risk right now. Where do you cut? For me, the drawdown is 3. Doesn't mean I want to cut at 3, but I do have it that if it does get to there, I will just close. So now that is a good candle with 10 seconds left for buys. And earlier, like in the past, honestly, I would have taken profits over there. But ever since I've been doing the prop firms and these higher commissions and stuff like that, it's like I've been greedier for 5 pips instead of 2 in the past. So Alveo taught me 2. Then I was scalping 3s, and now it's like, really? I need 5. But if you see the market, it barely gives you that. You have to load very much at the very bottom like this to get like that 5 and 10 right there. So if I was loading up here, and barely get 5. And so many of my trades were up here though. So it's just like I'm having to reconsider as far as where to load and how heavy to load and all that. And it's been adjustments. It's just constantly readjusting because the prop firms challenges have definitely changed the game. So that was your retest. That was your this is Sean's type of probability, by the way. That when it comes like this, second retest of the pivot. So that is Sean's high probability for a 2-pip scalp. And it wicked. And that's it. So that's why I added to the trade, and I'm 23. Should pop up, being that it's stalled, and then the body is still above 50%. Okay. So if the body is still above 50%, what you have here is an inside bar, and that's a reversal pattern. Because if you look at this, it's just a range 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1. Okay, so the bias being that this dropped and it could not drop lower in how many bars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It should come back up. So as far as buys, we should be okay, but we're right now at the 2% risk level. Okay, because in the past, I used to think that, hey, look, it's forming a cup and handle. And unfortunately, it continued. But sometimes this is your stop hunt. So the fact that this right here in the 15 formed a strong buy makes me biased towards the buy side. Okay, but at the moment, this is a strong sell. And these are strong sells. Okay, so higher time frame wise, kind of makes sense why it's doing it, because here's your channel. It's in the middle of the channel. See? So it is in the middle at the moment. But being that it's in the middle, and that it had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours down, I would think, like right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The higher time frame, higher bias is up. So if anything, this is weakening and turning. So the buys should be fine. But you can see I'm risking now 2.5, 2.3, 2.6 right there. So this is big risk. And this is where now I have to go heavy. This is your best shot of bouncing. Because why? It's within the channel as far as an up. And it's also a higher low. It might be a head and shoulders though. So as far as my exit now, I need to move it down to here. And with that move right there, I might have risked out at -3. And it did. It closed me out. So tonight was a loss. It's like, well, it was not a risk out, but it was my personal risk out. And unfortunately, this was where I said some 15 minutes ago that right here wants to break to the downside. But time stall and everything popped up. Thought it was a W. Instead, it rejected, and wow. So that's UJ for you, craziness. And I don't know. Basically, it's an F tonight, for sure, because we're stuck. But what can you learn from it? You know, well, maybe I was revenge trading because I added heavy here at the top. So, but that's basically a chasing the market kind of move. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, so with this, basically what you can do is switch accounts and you'll profit, because if you're in buys right here and you risked out in buys here, don't switch buys, because the moment you switch, you should be in buys and you'll profit like this and then get out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, switch accounts. And show y'all how I mitigate. Now this one I did take a loss. So last night, oops, I was profitable. I ended up at 2%. Unfortunately, I had my stop loss at 5. So it came up to 2% right here, secured my trades here, came back down, and I was at 0.25%. And then in that moment, I was trying to profit from things. So I traded it and risked, and then went out and got -3. So it was like, ah. But you see what I meant in that it came back down right here and it popped up. Okay, now what I'm watching for is it comes down to here, and then I will sell into it. Because if you look on the 5, it's up at the moment. But the 15 has formed a, oh, this is Euro USD. No wonder why. It's like, what the hell? Interesting. So somewhere in my profile, messed up. Okay, so let's do this again. All right, so let's build into this buy. And this is the best place to buy. Because we're at the bottom of the range. This right here is your range. So yes, it broke out, but usually it's a fake out because this is also um, this is your midpoint in the last 1,000 bars. So you're on the upper half of the range. To fix this because so if you draw the trend line like that on the 15, this is your best place to bounce because look, this is it. And then if you draw based on the slower trend, we have more to drop. Which is right here, right here. What the hell? Why did one of my trades close? Oh, it didn't close. It just never entered. All right, so we switch accounts, mental reset. What the heck? This is the 9 o'clock top of the hour, and usually the volatility comes in and reverses, but that might have been it. If this was the reverse soul, it's just that usually with the hour it turns, so it should come up. I mean, if you're, let's say, using the RSI, let's see what it says. See, so if you have new traders that come into the market and they say RSI is down, they will be buying. Okay, and it is reversing up. Okay, with this move right here, this is your stall. So what I'm gonna wait for is a pullback like this, and I'm gonna start buying into it. It's a build. This is more of a wave and a build. There it goes, pullback. Now, based on the price cycle, right? 5, this might have been it. But what I'm going for is that this is at the bottom of the channel. It goes all the way up. Like this. Knowing that it could very much hold the resistance here and drop. At the moment, this is a good sign that you want to go back up to this price cycle. Okay. So this candle, it's early because this is still a wick since we have 38 seconds left. Oh. So at the moment, I did a trade. Just clicked on the wrong screen. Man, this watching paint dry. The top of the hour is supposed to bring volatility, but it's not happening. So you can see on the 5, it's starting to turn. It's still within the range, so it hasn't turned the market yet. Needs to come above this candle right here. This is your KPI. I think I'm just gonna end the session here, which is, if these buys go in my favor, it's either gonna hit 2% overnight. I'll probably reduce it down though, 1%. So I'm risking 0.25 to make 1%. That I think this is the turn and it goes up. But if it just drops here, well, I lost. And I don't really want to keep trading. This is just ridiculously slow. And Um, with that, have a good night. Hopefully you learned some things tonight. Maybe it's you learn not to revenge trade. I don't know. Anyone want to share what they may have gotten out of this session tonight? I guess it's only you, Darren, and Larry, because the other guys dropped off.
Well, I've learned tonight that paint can dry quicker than this market will move.
Yeah.
Now I'm still in buys as well as I'm really light because I'm trading a very light position. Just trying to be cautious with it because um, but I enjoy your sessions. And, I'm trying to. I've been learning more about the price cycles and stuff through you,
Mhm.
so it's like here you got two price cycles, and we've had two different small pullbacks in the up position. So I don't know, is it going to go for the third, which it doesn't happen very often, and break through and then keep going, like you say, or yeah, it's kind of you don't know until it happens. So
Yeah. The point though is always consider what will happen if it goes against you, you know,
right,
1 to 3 price cycles. Because if you can survive 3 price cycles, then you are proper position sizing. But if you don't, which is what happened here, right here, because I reached -3 something right around there, which means I was too heavy here. It's too heavy. But if I was, let's say, building, 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 fading, and I was super heavy here, profitable. You know,
another thing I've been trying to learn is while building into it, the trade, you got your light point when you start out, and then you build heavier, and then you actually do the diamond, which so you get real light at the end again. But I kind of try to build heavier and then build heavier and then build heavier, the triangle.
yeah, you're trying to do more
Yeah,
of that.
that is one of my faults that I've been really trying to work on is I build too heavy myself.
Well, if you are fading, then you can build as a triangle. My diamond is a wave, catch a wave. Like, let's say I was selling right here, right? And rather than selling heavy here, because I don't know where it's going to turn, right? I
Right,
sell light, light, and then right here where it stalls, I'll build into it heavier like this, and then right here, go lighter to go catch the wave down.
right,
So a wave trading is more of the diamond build, but it's when you catch a new wave or the continuation of a wave. So like here, when it pulls back, you could be light right here, and then
yeah,
right here, still light, and then as it drops, go heavy here because you add it back. So you have like 1, 1, and 1, and then it's going on in favor. Now you have 1, so that's your diamond build right here
right,
with this price cycle drop.
right.
Okay, so that's more of a wave trader. But right here, you can see I also did the same thing. If you look at my sizing, um, let me do my tickets. Like if I range it, I have here light, okay?
Yeah,
And then I have here 0.25, and then here I have heavier, and then as it goes back, I'm basically like this right now as a build. See, so now I'm fully profitable Okay. And so what I will do is I can say, hey, I'm gonna move all my trades to break even, and then give it like that. So at worst, I'm not gonna lose anything, but I am looking to ride the wave all the way up. So I can now switch to manual like that because there's no risk. And at 1%, I'll close out and make my profit overnight. But really, I need to recover from last night. So I'll just look at 5% and just write it. But I'm very light. Okay, it's just that look at how far this ran now. So even if I'm, let's say, 0.8 lots right here, and it goes all the way up to like this, you could be 3%, 5%.
Right.
With very little risk. Because how much did I risk in this trade? Very little. But that's the whole point of my wave trading. And lately I've gotten away from it, which I need to come back to. And it's like trying to readjust things, you know.
Well, market's continually changing, so you're always changing your strategy a little bit as you go too, so.
But it's also changing risk tolerance and things like that. You know, so it's not easy for sure. It's it takes adapting.
Right.
Basically the season, the market, whether it's a range or it's a trend or time, because nighttime trading is different than daytime trading. So, but that see y'all in the morning and good luck.
All right, thank you, sir. You have a great night.